Other than just selling knives, which is what we all want to do, here are 8 reasons why you need a niche. Who are the people that you want to sell to? When you're a hobbyist knife maker or only making knives during your free time, you're probably thinking, I don't want to be picky, I'll just see who's interested and try to sell to everyone. Wrong! Of course you don't want to cut yourself from potential income sources. However, if you're trying to sell without identifying who you really want to work with, you'll end up catering for a bunch of moments that you don't really want to be dealing with. Customers, especially the ones that usually want to pay for the money that you want to charge for your knives, usually want an expert. If you think about it, it's extremely difficult to be making a culinary knife and then a bushcraft knife, an EDC, all at the same time. However, if you have a niche, it's a lot easier to become an expert in that specific market. The other great thing is when you take your work to the next level, your knife making becomes even more interesting for you. You can end up learning more and more about the niche that you already enjoy. We all know that online marketing is the easiest way of reaching out to your target audience nowadays. Problem is, the internet is a very busy and noisy place. People will not usually look after the first page when they're searching for something on Google. Having a niche will help you get that ranking up a little bit better. Let me show you an example. Scenario number 1 is you are a knife maker that wants to sell more knives. Scenario 2, you are a knife maker that specializes in culinary knives for British avid home cooks that also care about the planet. You want them to enjoy cooking even more by supplying them with a knife that's got a good food release, something with an ergonomic handle, but locally sourced materials and also good for the planet and made in Britain. If you make a website or an Instagram page for scenario number 1, you will get lost in a fucking sea. I can promise you that. I've done that mistake before, so please learn from my own mistakes. In contrast, if you make products for scenario number 2, people that fit in that scenario, in that niche, will find your website or your Instagram page or your Facebook page a lot easier. Okay, let's say that you're a really nice person and you want to make a knife for anyone and everyone that comes to you. Make any type of knife that they're interested in, and then what? When you try to do too much, you spread yourself too thin. You probably have a full-time job at the moment, still trying to feed the knife making itch. You've got a family or a partner or kids to look after, so your resources and your energy should be spent very well. If you're not careful, that's how you burn out. You can avoid burnout by knowing exactly what you want to do and who you want to do those knives for. Most business-minded people will tell you, well, think big, but there's actually a lot of advantages of thinking small as well. Once you understand your niche, you can grow in your own way, at your own pace, and in your own time. When you know your niche, you essentially have a clearer goal. Every single time that you make a decision for your business, you can pause for a minute and ask, does this align with my goal? You can easily dig deeper and find the best way to move forward with that goal in mind. If you don't know your niche or your goal, you can easily make bad decisions for your business, like spending money on a forged hammer when your niche benefits enough from stock removal knife making, as an example. It can take you off track, wasting money, wasting time, and wasting energy. No business should be able to afford that kind of waste. With the power of the internet, the world can be very competitive and can get real stressful real easy. The more general your business is, the more competition you're actually going to have. Working with a niche encourages collaboration and is actually good not just for your business but for your own mental and physical well-being. As another example, if you're a knife maker that wants to make a knife for anyone and everyone, then if you think about it, you'll become in competition with the rest of the knife makers in the world. In contrast, you'll only have a handful of competition if you target down your niche and say, I'm a knife maker that makes for weekend bushcrafters that want a lightweight material but heavy duty at the same time because they want it for woodcraft and food prep at the same time. What would possibly happen is if you meet another maker in the area and they meet a client that actually fits your niche, they'll naturally refer them to you. This will end up likely working together, and obviously collaboration is better for the knife making community. Let's be honest, authenticity is important for all types of businesses, especially today. People usually want to know the story behind your business, and defining your niche is the first part of that story. If you think about it, it will be very difficult to express your authentic self if you can't even explain who you want to do this for and how it's going to help them. Now, this comes to the fun part. You can actually make more money when you define your niche. Well, you might tell me, well, I don't need to make money out of this because it's paying enough for what I need it for at the moment. But let's be honest, how can you afford a new 2x72 belt grinder if you're not making any profit? How will you explain to your missus about buying that really, really lovely heat kiln if you're not even making any money out of knife making at the moment? Again, having a niche will help you find the right customers, and also those right customers, those right target audience will find you, not the annoying ones. You will be able to charge the right amount of money for your products because you are a problem solver in their eyes. The decisions that you make will propel your knife making business up and forward. And yes, that means you can buy better tools, and yes, you'll be able to justify buying that new 2x72 belt grinder. Now, before we end the video, there's actually 2 reasons why you may not need a niche. But before we talk about that, let's thank our sponsors. We have Multi-Tool Products, who do the 84 Engineering belt grinders, Clock Knives, who are a family-run business who do ready-to-grind Damascus billets and do professional heat treatment of your knives. And of course, we have the absolutely mind-blowing GFS Knife Supplies. GFS Knife Supplies is a family-run business that's UK-based. They have lightning-fast deliveries and actually ships anywhere in the world. If you want quick deliveries, you want a big range of material selection, buy British-made steel, this is the place to get it from. They have a ginormous range of abrasive belts for knife making, stainless steel and carbon steel. Some of them actually made in Britain. Rock blade heat kilns, which are single phase, and don't forget they are available on finance. The quenching oils that you need for heat treatment, and handle materials, pins, G10 liners, everything that you need for knife making. Check out the links in the description. Massive thank you to all our sponsors. There are 2 reasons why defining a niche may not be beneficial to you. Number 1 is when you genuinely don't have any idea who your niche is. If this is the case, what you want to be doing is to generalize for a short while until you can figure out who you want to be selling to. And really, point number 2 is when you yourself are already a brand. This particularly applies to some of the celebrity knife makers we have in the industry. If you yourself are a brand, or the people that are buying from you are buying because it's you, not because of the products or your niche, then you don't have or don't need a niche anymore. Thank you very much again for watching. If you do want to learn more about how to sell more knives and how to find your niche, check out this other video over here. Just in case you haven't seen this knife making video yet, check out this video over there. See you in the next video.